ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभिषितं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं गुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथं मितं तं सजीवं सादयितं साधुतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहनाललितां श्रीविशाखावितांश हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्ते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। Welcome to this discussion on Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is. Today we are discussing chapter 6 Dhyana Yoga, and right now we are in the third section where Arjuna is Arjuna has a doubt and he wants to clarify with Krishna, and that doubt is about the mind, which he thinks is the main obstacle in his service to Krishna. So that is where we are, and today we will be discussing shloka number 34. Let us go to the shloka. Um, if we see shloka number 33, because it is important, that is the first shloka, no, first question, which it's first apprehension which Arjuna is having. 6.33 Yoyam yogastvaya prokta samyena madhusudana etashyaham na pashyami chanchalatvat sthitim stiram. O Madhusudana, system of yoga which you have summarized appears impractical and unendurable to me, for the mind is restless and unsteady. It is important that we clarify our stance, because the advice that is given needs to be understood if it is practical for us. Therefore, Arjuna is raising this apprehension. Then he goes to the next point. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balavadridam tasham nigraham manye vayu eva sudushkaram. The mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong. Oh Krishna, and to subdue it, I think, is more difficult than controlling the wind. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balavadridam tashaham nigraham manye vayu eva sudushkaram. Arjuna is using four qualifiers to describe mind. One is Chanchalam, then Pramati, Balavat, and Dridam. Chanchalam means flickering, Pramati means agitating, Balavat means strong, Dridam means obstinate. First one is Chanchalam. Chanchalam means restless and flickering. Small children are always restless. They move from one place to another, and they, if we are not watching them, they can harm themselves. Parents are sometimes happy that their child is restless, um, because that is the nature of the child. Child is curious. Child wants to explore different things, and hence it is child is restless. The curiosity is an innocent curiosity. However, mind being restless is not out of innocence. It moves from one object to another, one place to another without any control. Is mind innocent? No, it is not. There is a good description of uh, in Srimad Bhagavatam about this. Nunam pramatta kurute vikarma yad indriya pritya aprunoti na sadhu manye yata atmano yam asan api kleshada asha deha. When a person considers sense gratification the aim of life, he certainly becomes mad after materialistic living and engages in all kinds of sinful activity. He does not know that due to his past misdeeds, he has already received a body which, although temporary, is the cause of his misery. Actually, the living entity should not have taken on the material body, but he has been awarded the material body for sense gratification. Therefore, I think it not befitting an intelligent man to involve himself again in the activities of sense gratification, by which he perpetually gets material bodies one after the other. The most important point here is pramattaha. Pramatta means mad. Whenever pramatta means mad. Therefore, the flickering of mind is not innocent, but it is a madness. Pramati. Pramati. Pramati is agitating. It is mad. Therefore, it is very difficult to control the mind. There are different levels of madness. One is from the dysfunctionality of the brain, and therefore, the person who has dysfunction of the brain is admitted in the mental asylum. They are disconnected from the reality and they live in a illusory world, and they sometimes consider themselves as a different person than what they are. Sometimes they consider themselves as freedom fighters, sometimes president of countries, and so on. So in that illusory world, whatever comes to their mind, they start acting, and nobody has any idea of what that is. Sometimes a madman can think of a warfield, and if he comes in possession of a weapon, he kills everyone around, thinking them to be their enemies. Therefore, it is very difficult to control the action of a madman. The child who is restless can be controlled because the child is innocent, but a madman cannot be controlled. One type of madness is because of dysfunction of the mind. The other type of madness comes through obsession. Obsession, which is driven by anger. This anger is a temporary madness. In anger, the man starts breaking everything around. And in anger, the man ends up doing things which otherwise it is very difficult to dream of doing such things. This is also madness. This madness is driven by anger and it is a temporary madness. Thus, mind is restless in a devilish sense. It is not like a innocent restlessness of a child. When a man gets agitated, few men are required to arrest him and give the medicine. It is also like a bull which has become gone out of control. So whatever comes his way, it will just crack. It is like a mad elephant which runs hither and thither, trying to damage everything, trying to kill whoever comes in its way. Therefore, Chanchalam is along with Pramati. It is madness. This restlessness is out of madness. Then second, next to qualifier is Balavad. This mad person is not just a weak, but is a strong person. Therefore, the mind is like a wrestling champion who has become mad and who has become restless. So it is like a powerful bull which is trying to run around and damage everything. Uh, in Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 23rd shloka 47, there is a very interesting shloka. Mano vaseyanye hi abhavan smadeva manascha nanyasya vasham sameti bhishmo hi deva sahiyan yunjyad vasetam sahi deva devaha. All the senses have been under the control of the mind since time immemorial. And the mind himself never comes under the sway of any other. He is stronger than the strongest and is God-like power and is fearsome. Therefore, anyone who can bring the mind under control becomes the master of the senses. So we see that mind possesses God-like power. Mind possesses God-like power. So Deva Deva is a person, one who controls the mind is called as Deva Deva. So is a mind is God-like. This prayer is coming in the song of Avanti Brahmana. So Avanti Brahmana is talking about the mind. This usage of um, mind to be God-like is significant. When mind takes control of us, it becomes almost omnipotent. It becomes very difficult to disobey the power of mind. Uh, the power is very ferocious. It is irresistible. Mind will not allow us to sit down till we complete the work which mind is asking us to do. And we see in Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna is telling Vedanam Samo Vedosmin Devanam Asmin Vasavaha Indriyana Manasaschasmi Bhutanam Asmin Chetana. Of the Vedas, I am the Samaveda. Of the demigods, I am Indra, the king of heaven. Of the senses, I am the mind. And in living beings, I am the living force, consciousness. So Krishna is representing mind, uh, representing senses of the all the senses. Mind is powerful, and hence it is representation of Krishna. For all practical purposes, we can consider Maya and mind are equal. We say attraction to opposite sex is Maya. And when a person, whether male or female, is attracted to opposite sex, the mind becomes very restless. Maya is generally a feminine genre, but when specifically in case of sexual attraction, it is the opposite sex which is a Maya, which is the illusion, and this illusion is making the mind making the mind restless. Therefore, we can consider Maya and mind to be synonymous. Saraswati Mata is also feminine gender. She is goddess of learning and knowledge. However, Maya, she is a mother whose main function is to bewilder the mind of the living entities. Maya is goddess of illusion in service of Krishna. Uh, Srila Prabhupada writes that for women, the form of Maya is meant. The point is that Maya is something that takes us away from Krishna. Mind, when it is not controlled, it takes us away from Krishna. That is what Arjuna is right now pointing out. In that sense, Maya and mind are comparable. Ontologically, in terms of nature of reality, there is an energy and there is goddess by name Maya. And this Maya is wife of Lord Shiva. She manifests in various ways. Practically speaking, the mind is Maya that takes us away from Krishna. The mind is very strong. Within the material world, Maya is omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent. She knows our weakness. Krishna has given this arena of material world to us, the free will to choose and how we want to act. Therefore, the living entity can choose to serve Krishna or serve Maya. In the jail, prison house, there is a vigilance system which has a clear tracking of who is doing what, when, where, and so on. Within the material world, which is like a prison house, Maya takes the superintendence of vigilance system. She knows who is doing what. This power she gets from Krishna, the power which makes her more dangerous. Dangerous in the sense that she can act through our mind and she can trap us. The mind is directly connected to Maya. Maya's goal is to promote us through the method of testing, and it makes our mind no, it makes our mind restless, mad, strong, and determined. Therefore, she can trap us. However, when we control the mind by proper regulative principles, then Maya promotes us in our service to Krishna. Uh, Therefore, when we engage ourselves in devotional service, mind gets controlled and Maya promotes. That way, Maya and mind are linked. This Balavat is, it means it is very powerful. Mind is very powerful. Sometimes powerful person can listen to an argument and can get convinced to make a changeover when there is a logic in the argument. However, there are times when people are determined not to listen to higher authorities. They are obstinate, they want to go their own way. Then it becomes very difficult to control that person. Dridam has a positive connotation, which is determination, strong determination in service of Krishna, and obstinate in giving problems to devotee and problems to all living entities. So it is a negative connotation. The word dridam is used in multiple places. One place where we see uh, it is used is shloka number 9.14. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha dridhavrataha namasyantascha mam bhaktya nitya upasate. Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination. To do service, we require great determination. Bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. This great determination is in service to Krishna, and hence this is the positive connotation. this these qualities are all positive external characteristics of devotee. Dridhavrta means um, follow with the vow, determined to follow the vow. It is vow of determination, it is resolute determination. Srila Prabhupada here writes with determination, fully endeavoring with determination. And 6.34, this connotation is obstinate. It is not positive connotation. It is obstinate or obstinacy. What is the difference between obstinate and determinacy and determination? Determination is something which is noble, which is good, which is laudable. Um, if somebody faces repeated failure in his activity, but he is ready to improve himself and make changeover so that the output of the work becomes better, that repeated endeavor is that intention to do repeated trials. That mindset is called as determination. Obstinacy refers to a behavior where a person as to give up a specific habit, activity, or endeavor. However, he does not give up. He has he does not give up in spite of multiple indication, multiple warnings, multiple advice to give up. This is obstinacy. One person whom we can give as example is Ravana. Ravana is obstinate in not giving up Sita. Ravana got so many warnings, so many advice. He himself knew that he has no protection from human beings. He already heard the power of Rama from various sources. He had heard power of Rama from his own general called as Akampana, who was the lone survivor of the carnage that Lord Rama did against demons in Dandakaranya forest. Akampana was fearfully trembling and he ran away from the battlefield and reached the court of Ravana. Akampana advised Ravana that he cannot face Lord Rama head on. Same way, there is a demon by name Maricha who also told Ravana that he would be destroyed by Lord Rama. Then the third person who advised Ravana was Vibhishana. Vibhishana told Ravana that Ravana would be destroyed by Lord Rama. And Ravana's spies, Shuka and Sharana, also told Ravana that it is impossible to win Lord Rama. Hanuman, who went as a messenger to locate Sita Mata in Sri Lanka, also told Ravana that he would be destroyed, and hence Hanuman advised Ravana to surrender. Hanuman also demonstrated what one spy can do. Hanuman literally burnt half of the kingdom of Ravana. Then came Angada. He also came to Ravana's court and warned him about the invincible power of Lord Rama. So, in this way, Ravana was given multiple warnings, but he was obstinate and he did not act on advice and warnings. Thus, if a person is going on a wrong track and he is warned not to go, but if he still goes on, then he is obstinate. On the other hand, if a person is on right tracks and remains steadfast in his endeavors towards the goal, in spite of all setbacks, he is determined. And it is a positive connotation. Like Ravana, we see Duryodhana also. He was constantly trying to push Pandavas down. This is obstinacy. The mind is obstinate. Mind is like a demon if it is not controlled. If the mind gets fixed on an idea that I want this enjoyment, then mind does whatever it takes to get that enjoyment done. It doesn't care about anything else. The mind just gets hooked onto the idea. This combination of restlessness, madness, power, and obstinacy makes mind extremely dangerous. When all these four are there, Arjuna is telling that dealing with mind is impossible. Arjuna is telling that mind is the most formidable enemy within him. Krishna is telling to Arjuna, whatever be the formidable Arjuna, you have formidable weapons to deal with them. You have celestial weapons with which you can deal. But Arjuna is telling nothing will work. Vayu Raiva Dushkaram. It is powerful than wind, which can push us down. The comparison of mind and wind is also used by Krishna in chapter 6, sloka number 19. Yatadipa nivatasto nengate sopamasmrta yogino yata chittasya yunjato yogam atmanaha. As a lamp in a windless place does not waver, so the transcendentalist whose mind is controlled remains always steady in in his meditation on the transcendental self. In this shloka, we see that Windless place is compared to controlled mind, which can help soul remain steady in meditation. Steady soul is referred to unwavering lamp, and there is a undisturbed, unagitated mind, which is equal to unagitated mind, which is equal to no wind. Carrying the same thought, Arjuna is telling uh, that there is nothing like Nivatasto. Nivatasto means Nivatasto means a place without wind. He's saying that there is no such place without wind. He's saying Vayuraiva Dushkaram. There is powerful wind. Krishna's windless place is replaced by Arjuna's cyclone prone or cyclone it zone. This wind is so powerful, it is not possible to check it. Arjuna means that he can create a storm or halt a storm using his weapon. But mind is impossible to be checked. Even his celestial weapons will wasted, go waste, because mind is much powerful than any of the celestial weapon. If we see the entire of this chapter 6, and if you search for mind, you will find that almost um, many of the shlokas talk about mind. So this entire Ashtanga Yoga is centered on control of mind. The reference of mind comes several times in this chapter. Arjuna is also pointing to the same thing in this shloka 6.34. Vayur Evasa Dushkaram. However, Krishna will answer these questions one by one, and he will convince Arjuna that it is possible to control mind. Prabhupada is quoting uh, from Katha Upanishad one shloka. Atmanam ratinam vidhi shariram ratam evacha buddhim tu saratim vidhi mana प्रहम एवच इंद्रियाणि अयम अयान आहुर विषयांस्तेषु गोचरान् आत्मेन्द्रिय मनोयुक्तम भोक्तेति आहुर manishina. The individual is a passenger in the car of the material body, and intelligence is the driver. Mind is the driving instrument, and the senses are the horses. Self, thus the enjoyer or the sufferer in association of mind and senses. So it is understood by great thinkers. If we are having good control of the horses, then it is easy to control the chariot driving instrument and the horses. If we are not able to control exercise control, then we will not be able to travel peacefully in the car. This metaphor develops in the Bhagavad Gita as we go forward in the other chapters. Therefore, this shloka 6.34 is uh, is a direct expression of inability of Arjuna to control the mind. He is saying that he cannot control the mind. He has celestial weapons, but in front of mind, it is not possible. If we have to get peace of mind in this Kali Yuga, whatever material opulence we have, it will be futile to use them to control our mind. We have to take help of Krishna, and that what we have to do, that Krishna will explain in the next shloka, which is 6.35. We will stop here. We will discuss about the next shloka in our next session. Thank you very much. Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhayeva patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. ग्रंथराज भगवद गीता की जय, जगत गुरु शीला प्रभुपाद की जय. हरे कृष्णा.